steak, spinach, and fake meat. Three foods with very different stories. And what happens when we compare these three foods on all factors? That's what we're going to do in this video. Just before we get into it, guys, do me a massive favor. Please smash the like button and also please subscribe if you haven't already. This really helps me out. The channel is a cat's whisker away from 100,000 subscribers, so your subscription really helps. Thank you so much. First, let's look at nutrition. 10 kilograms of steak delivers around 2,000 grams of complete protein, plus a variety of essential nutrients like heme iron, zinc, and vitamin B12. And all these nutrients are in bioavailable form that your body easily absorbs. Now, spinach. You'll get just 30 grams of protein from 10 kilograms of spinach. And sure, it has iron and other micronutrients, but these are not easily absorbable to the body. You'd need to eat an unimaginable amount of spinach to get your protein and energy requirements for any given day. And what about fake meat? Well, for 10 kilograms of fake meat, you're going to get about 1,800 grams of protein. Problem with this protein is it's soy protein or pea protein, which is not as bioavailable as the protein you're going to get from steak. Additionally, the fake meat is fortified with synthetic vitamins to mimic the vitamins that you're going to get from red meat. So we're relying on your body going, hey, these synthetic things are exactly the same as the normal natural vitamins that I would find when someone puts a steak in me. I would say that steak wins round one. Next, to land use. Steak comes from cows grazing on land that's often unsuitable for crops. And in regenerative systems, this often restores the soil and promotes biodiversity. Spinach, on the other hand, requires high-quality arable land. Production of spinach often requires monocropping, which depletes soil health and harms ecosystems. And fake meat? It's even more dependent on monocropping, soy, peas, and other crops grown intensively on large tracts of land, often at the expense of forests and wildlife. Looks like this round goes to steak as well. Plant-based advocates often argue that scaling up cattle production to feed everyone on a carnivore diet would be absolutely impossible, and I hear this all the time on the comments of my videos. But this argument entirely misses the point. Cows don't need vast fields of monocropped soy or corn. They can graze on land that's too rocky, hilly, or dry for crops. Lands which make up a significant portion of the Earth's terrain. And when it comes to regenerative systems, cattle don't deplete resources. In fact, they enhance them. Meanwhile, crops grown for fake meat require the very best farmland, degrading over time with monocropping, chemicals, fertilizers, and pesticides. All wonderful things for our bodies. Looks like another point to steak. And you might say, well, okay, how about water? 1 kilogram of steak requires around 10,000 to 15,000 liters of water. But this water is typically rainwater. Spinach is thirsty too, needing 750 liters of water per kilogram, usually diverted through irrigation systems from reservoirs and rivers. And fake meat? It's the real water hog, about 15,000 to 2,000 liters of water per kilogram. This is when you factor in the crops, the manufacturing processes, and the cooling systems. Looks like another point for steak. Steak from cows raised regeneratively has natural inputs, grass and sunlight. Spinach farming, however, relies heavily on synthetic fertilizers and pesticides, which pollutes waterways and depletes soil, not to mention the damage it does to natural habitats. And fake meat is the most industrialized of all, producing the crops, processing them into powders, and making the final product All these processes require synthetic chemicals, heavy machinery, and lots of energy. Cow's not looking so bad for the environment after all, right? Another win for steak. The really hot topic is the environment. Properly managed cattle can do a lot of good. They can sequester carbon in the soil and restore ecosystems. Spinach farming might seem harmless, but erosion, chemical runoff, shipping the spinach all around the world, it takes a toll. When it comes to fake meat, monocropping, manufacturing, processing, transportation, it all has a massive impact, which leads to a big carbon footprint. I would say that's another win for the steak. Now let's talk about ethics, because for many, that's the real debate. And my message is to the ethical vegans out there, this is just how the world works. You wouldn't walk into a zoo and demand the tigers be fed quinoa, right? The same as you wouldn't go on a safari, rip the gazelle out of the lion's mouth and give it cucumbers instead. Every species eats what it's biologically designed to eat. So if you want to eat a diet that nature didn't design for you, go ahead, but leave everyone else alone. So what's the verdict? It's got to be steak. And if you need more proof, check out this video next.